So I work a lot with people who have fears over public speaking, and a term that will often come out when we're speaking about this is this phrase of imposter syndrome. It's a relatively new term that's being bandied around, but if we actually look behind what's being said there, we can see something of why people might feel that they are an imposter. So if we are in a job, which is where for most people this sense of being an imposter comes out, if they're in an organisation of some sort, the first thing to acknowledge is we are acting. Yeah, we know this by the very fact that when they advertise that job, they call it a role. We are given a role which we are to perform against, which we have responsibilities for. So we are acting. And when we're acting, we're not being authentic to ourselves at all levels. We can't be. And this is part of just being social, of course. But if it goes too far, if we've taken that role in order to perhaps derive some sort of achievement or self-value, then we start to have to buy into that role more and more so. And as we do so, as we act that role, then we have to push other aspects of ourselves, be they our memories, our feelings, our personality, into the background in order to make space for us to act. As we do that, we are creating a division within ourselves between the real us that wants this and the part that is acting. Now, we're doing this all the time anyway, and to a certain degree we can do this. But if there's too much loaded into the part that we don't want to be seen, the part that is in conflict with the role that we are performing, then we start to sense that at a deep level. We feel discomfort in that. And we feel, most importantly, in regards to imposter syndrome, that if they were to see that part of us which has been put to the background, then I would be rejected. And this is a deeply held fear for all humans. The two core fears that we have are death, as you would expect. But second to that, not far behind, is social humiliation, social rejection. But as you can understand, as a pack animal, if we're rejected, our chances of survival decrease by some margin. So we need to feel that sense of acceptance. We need to feel like we belong. If we don't belong, then we might describe ourselves as feeling like an imposter. So understand when we're using that term, and it's used quite casually nowadays, and this is a bit of a problem really, because it gets us away from the truth of what's going on. Actually, if I'm feeling like an imposter, I feel at risk of being rejected, like I don't belong, like they're going to see something about me that will be unacceptable to them. And that spells trouble, and I sense that, and it drives this fear. It prevents me from speaking freely, confidently, and being present in the moment, because my mind has taken me back to something historical most often. So when we go through the process of healing, of therapy, however we do it, when we become more integrated, when we can accept those parts of us that have been pushed to the background, which we deem to be unacceptable, and we can heal and bring those in and integrate them within who we are overall, then there's nothing for us to keep in the shadow, so to speak. We don't need to worry about being rejected or being found out to be an imposter, because when we turn up, we're all there as our full selves with all of the parts of us. So that's it. On imposter syndrome, is it a thing? People have grabbed hold of it because they feel this sense of fear. But when we can bring all of ourselves into that situation, whatever it might be, we need not fear any rejection. We can just accept ourselves, and through that, whatever anyone else might think of us, it just matters far less. I hope that's useful. Thank you for watching.